Yesterday, we saw the electronic configuration of first transition series. Indeed, so many electrons you saw, so many unpaired electrons also you saw. When you take a metal, so many atoms are there. Each atom has got so many unpaired electrons. See, chromium 6 unpaired electrons, manganese 5 unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons of one atom interacts with the unpaired electrons of the other atom. This interaction is called metallic bonding. This is called metallic bonding. This is the bonding that is present between atoms in a metal in the solid crystalline format. What is metallic bonding? Interaction of unpaired elements. If you take chromium, 3d5 forest 1, 6 unpaired electrons of one chromium atom interacts with 6 unpaired electrons of the other chromium atom in the crystal lattice in the metal. This is a very strong force of attraction which keep the atoms in the solid crystal lattice. If the number of unpaired electrons are less, then metallic bonding is less. The metal will be very soft. The interaction between the atoms is very less. The metal will be very soft. For example, sodium, it's not a transition element. Only one electron. So one electron of sodium interacts with the one electron of the other sodium atoms. Very less metallic bonding. So sodium is a soft metal. You can press it with your thumb, with your finger. You can cut it with a knife. But chromium, very hard metal, because 6 unpaired electrons of one atom interacts with 6 unpaired electrons of the other atom in chromium metal, solid piece, solid crystal. So as the number of unpaired electrons increases, metallic bonding increases. If the number of unpaired electrons are less, metallic bonding is less. Zinc, no unpaired electron. 3d10 forest. Zinc is a soft metal. Scandium to zinc. Zinc is a soft metal. Yttrium to cadmium. Cadmium is a soft metal. Lanthanum to mercury. Mercury not even in a solid format. Mercury in liquid state. With a very less metallic bonding. So as the number of unpaired electron increases, metallic bonding increases, the atoms will be in the solid crystalline format. When you consider the first transition series, chromium has got the maximum number of unpaired electrons, 3d5 for s1. So, if you plot a graph between these transition metals and their melting points, then what happens? Chromium has the highest. Chromium has the highest. Then there is a dip in manganese. So here is this chromium. There is a dip in manganese. Dip in manganese means of course 3d5, 3d5, 5 unpaired electrons are there. But due to the 5 orbitals, d orbitals around this nucleus, 5 d orbitals. These d orbitals, all the 5 d orbitals, d5 correspond symmetric. So there is more stability. More stability. So electron stability means electrons are attracted towards the nucleus very much. So more stability. What happens here in M? There is a dip. There is a dip. Just note down that there is a dip in melting point at Mn. There is a dip in melting point at Mn. Mn, Tc and Re. For the transition series, it will be like this. In fifth transition series, chromium, molybdenum, tungsten, Mn, Tc, R. The dip where Mn, Tc, R. There is a dip at Mn, Tc, R. There is a dip in the melting point at Mn, Tc, and Re. This is due to the stability of half-filled d orbitals. Stability of half-filled d orbitals. Full stop. Stable means electrons are held tightly by the nucleus. Electrons are held tightly by the nucleus. That is, delocalization of electron is less. Delocalization of electrons is less. That is less metallic bonding. If the electrons are delocalized, then only they can easily interact with the electrons of the other atoms. Here the delocalization is less. All the outer electrons, outer, whether it is paired or unpaired, all are attracted towards the nucleus. They are not free to interact with the free electrons of the other, interact with the electrons of the other atoms. So less metallic bonding. Delocalization of electron is less. Metallic bonding is weaker. Metallic bonding is weaker. So you have to give very less heat energy to melt such metal, to melt such solid crystalline lattice. Because metallic bonding is less, already very less bonding, very less amount, means less amount of heat energy is required. That means melting point is less. But in the case of chromium, molybdenum and tungsten, more number of unpaired electrons, more metallic bonding. In the case of tungsten, that is maximum, W, that is maximum. Why that is maximum? More metallic bonding. They can interact with the unpaired electrons of the other atoms in the solid crystalline lattice. So maximum metallic bonding in the case of tungsten, size is bigger. That means outer electrons are free. Size is bigger means much delocalized. Outer electrons are much delocalized. Outer electrons are free to interact with the outer electrons of other atoms. So maximum metallic bonding in the case of tungsten. Manganese, chromium, molybdenum, tungsten. Chromium, this is MO. Chromium, molybdenum, tungsten. Tungsten has got the maximum metallic bonding. Very hard metal. Melting point is very high. Write few questions. Zn, Cd, Hg are not very hard. Zn, Cd, Hg are not very hard. Why? Answer. Due to the absence of unpaired electrons. Due to the absence of unpaired electrons. No metallic bonding or less metallic bonding. Due to the absence of unpaired electrons. Due to the absence of unpaired electrons. No metallic bonding or very less metallic bonding. So they are not very hard. Next question. Zn, Cd, Hg are having low melting points. Low melting points. Same answer. No metallic bonding or less metallic bonding. No metallic bonding or less metallic bonding. Better to use the word less metallic bonding because we consider them as metals. Next question. Hg is a liquid at room temperature. Why? Hg is a liquid at room temperature. Why? Hg is a liquid at room temperature. Why? Same answer. Less metallic bonding. Less metallic bonding. Always use the word less metallic bonding instead of writing no metallic bonding. Next question. Why do transition metals exhibit? Why do transition metals exhibit high enthalpy of atomization? Why do transition metal exhibit high enthalpy of atomization? The transition metal means so many unpaired electrons. So many unpaired electrons in their D, 3D, 4D, 5D. So generally, they are having high enthalpy of atomization means by heating or giving heat energy, atomize them to put them in the vapor stage is very difficult. Why? Because there is metallic bonding. Answer. As the transition metals contain large number of unpaired electrons, as the transition metal contains large number of unpaired electrons, they have strong metallic bonding. They have strong metallic bonding. So, to break the metal atoms, to break the metal to get free atoms, you write like that. To break the metal to get free atoms, more amount of heat energy is required. More amount of heat energy is required. Next, we are going to deal with ionization enthalpy. Now, there is a lot of problem in ionization enthalpy of this transition metal. When you take out one electron, you have to take out one electron, you have to supply some heat energy, some amount of energy, that amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron from an isolated gaseous atom in the ground state is called ionization potential or ionization enthalpy. Now, after ionization, means after the removal of one electron, there is reorganization of electrons. The remaining electrons will reorganize in their orbitals. They exchange their position and thus they reorganize their position. Due to this exchange of position, due to this reorganization, they emit exchange energy. What we learned last year, exchange energy. So after ionization, what happens? There is reorganization of electrons, which release exchange energy. So the amount of energy required to, some amount of energy is released. So the amount of energy required to take out one electron, that is ionization enthalpy. There is variation in the case of these atoms. Variation. There is no particular trend. So irregularities in the exchange energies, irregularity due to which there is irregularity in the ionization enthalpy. If there is irregularity in ionization enthalpy, that will cause irregularities in E naught values. E naught value is a measure of three things. Sublimation enthalpy, ionization enthalpy, and hydration enthalpy. So, if there is an irregularity in ionization enthalpy, there will be irregularities in E naught values also. E naught value is a measure of sublimation energy, sublimation enthalpy, ionization enthalpy, and hydration enthalpy. Now we are telling there is irregularity in the ionization enthalpy, so there will be irregularity in E naught values also. Why there is irregularity in ionization enthalpy? After ionization, after the release of electron, means to remove an electron, some amount of enthalpy is required, some amount of energy is required. After the ionization, after the removal of electron, what happens? The remaining electrons reorganize. This reorganizing releases exchange energy. So no doubt. In a period, ionization enthalpy increases as the size decreases. This already we know. As the size decreases means electrons are very well attracted towards the nucleus, and so the size is decreasing. So to take out one electron, we have to supply more amount of energy. This is a regular trend. In a period, ionization enthalpy increases as the size decreases. Full stop. The trend is irregular. The trend is irregular because of reorganization of energy of orbitals. Reorganization of energy of orbitals, resulting into the release of exchange energy after ionization. Resulting into the release of exchange energy after ionization. Full stop. Release of exchange energy increases. Release of exchange energy increases as the number of electrons increases. As the number of electrons increases. So from there, we are getting some amount of energy, this exchange energy. In such case, the atom needs only very less amount of ionization enthalpy. So chromium has the low, therefore, chromium has the low first ionization enthalpy. Chromium has the low first ionization enthalpy. Chromium has the low first ionization enthalpy. Next question. Third ionization enthalpy of zinc, cadmium, Hg, Zn, Cd, Hg are very high. Full stop. Why? Answer you know. After the removal of 2 electrons from 4s, zinc is having, or zinc, cadmium, Hg are having completely filled d orbital in zinc 3d, in cadmium 4d, in Hg 5d. This is D10. Answer, because they have stable, fully filled, because they have stable, fully filled, because they have stable, fully filled D10 configuration. D10 configuration. Full stop. It is very difficult to take. It is very difficult to take one electron. It is very difficult to take one electron from it. From it. Next question. Second ionization enthalpy, that is IE2. IE2. Second ionization enthalpy. Second ionization enthalpy of chromium is very high. Second ionization enthalpy of chromium is very high account. Second ionization enthalpy of chromium is very high account. Answer. After the removal of one electron, after the removal of one electron, chromium attains D5, D5 stable configuration, D5 half-filled stable configuration, half-filled stability. Next question. Third ionization enthalpy of Fe is very small. Third ionization enthalpy of Fe is very small. Means तीसरा electron, third electron to be removed. Very less amount of energy is required. Answer. After the removal of second electron, after the removal of second electron, Fe2 plus attains, Fe2 plus attains D5, D5 half-filled stability, D5 half-filled stability, D5 half-filled stability. Next question. Silver atom has completely filled d orbitals in ground state. Silver atom has completely filled d orbitals in its ground state. That is 4d10. 4d10. How can you say that it is a transition element? How can you say that it is a transition element? What was the definition of transition element we wrote yesterday? Transition element is defined as the atoms with incomplete d orbitals. Atoms with incomplete d orbitals. But here D10 complete d orbitals. Then how can we say that silver atom, which is having completely filled 4d10, is a transition element? Answer. Sometimes it shows +2 oxidation states. Sometimes it shows +2 oxidation state where the configuration is D9. D9. That is, d orbital is incompletely filled. That is, d orbital is incompletely filled. Example, AgO, AgF2. AgO, AgF2. Normal is +1. For example, AgCl. Normal is +1. Next question. In the series scandium to zinc, in the series scandium to zinc, in the series scandium to zinc, scandium 21, zinc 30, scandium to zinc, enthalpy of atomization of zinc is the lowest. Enthalpy of atomization of zinc is the lowest. Why? Enthalpy of atomization of zinc is the lowest means you have to supply very less amount of energy to atomize zinc from solid to vapor state. Why? Because less metallic bonding or no metallic bonding. Right, the answer, no unpaired electron. No unpaired electron. So no metallic bonding or less metallic bonding. So no or less metallic bonding. So easy atomization. Easy atomization. Next question. How would you account for the irregular variation? How would you account for the irregular variation of ionization enthalpies? Irregular variation of ionization enthalpies in transition elements. So the same answer, that is reorganization of energies of d orbitals, reorganization of energies of d orbitals, resulting in the release of exchange energy after ionization. The same answer. Reorganization. This is due to the reorganization of energies of d orbitals, resulting in the release of exchange energy after ionization. Means after ionization, there will be reorganization of these electrons, reorganization of energies of these electrons. Due to this reorganization, during this reorganization, there is release of exchange energy. So in different cases, the amount of energy required to ionize is not regular. Next question. The same sentence you write here, what you wrote before. On what ground can you say that? On what ground can you say that zinc is a transition element? Zinc is a transition element, but Zn is not. The definition of transition element, incomplete d orbital. On what ground can you say that scandium? What I said, zinc. On what ground you can say scandium is a transition? I think I said zinc. Scandium is a transition element. What I said, Nachiketa, tell me what sentence I said. What the question you read? Johit,
When you use zinc.
I said zinc.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Scandium, S. Scandium, S. On what ground can you say SC 21? SC, SC, Z20. Right? Z. SC, scandium, not zinc. Scandium, Z20. What is meant by Z? Atomic number. Atomic number. On what ground can you say scandium Z21 is a transition element, but zinc Z30 is not a transition element. That is according to the definition. Scandium has one unpaired electron, zinc has no unpaired electron. Okay, thank you.
Excuse me.